Spent a lot of time thinking, and the other day I was also thinking about, when I ended my video on equality, I was thinking about the state of black folk, in the United States and in the world in general. 'Cause it reminded me of a trip I took. I took a trip in 2014. My first international trip was to Paris, and it was a great 2-week stay. I stayed in the hostel, I shipped over one of those little mini folding bikes over there, and then I stayed in the hostel for 2 weeks, and I just biked around, just met people, enjoyed people. Before I went, I made a couple friends online, and I met with them, and it was a great time. But one of the things I realized a lot over there is people ask you where you're from, because I'm a foreigner. I was working on French. I was trying to work some French, so I believe the phrase is "d'où venez-vous," which is "where are you from," and my response would be, United States, Washington D.C. And they're like, "Oh, okay, cool. Where are you from? Like, where your ancestors from?" And I would tell them, "Oh, I don't know." And they would always ask, like, "How don't you know?" I said, "Well, a lot of folks were taken over on ships, and then a lot of they were beat and tortured and used for service and weren't paid for it. And they were told they couldn't, pass on, knowledge." And they're like, "Oh, that slavery thing the Americans did. Yeah, that was messed up, right?" And I was just like, "Yeah, there's not really much about it." So ever since then, I always thought, black folk are a new race because we don't have, I don't know if you all have ever seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, and it's like the Avatar has a connection to the past of all the past avatars, and they can talk to the past avatars and learn from them, And then in the Legend of Korra, she loses that connection with all the other avatars. So she has to pretty much start from square one and figure out how to be the avatar in a world where the avatar should already know how to be. So when it comes to black folk, it's like we lost that connection to our ancestors. It was taken from us. And now, once freedom came and all the other enjoyable times came, we were trying to catch up, keeping up with the Joneses, trying to figure out where we were, our placement, in society. Because it's like, we don't know. If you just spent 400 years being told what to do, and you get free, what do? It's like a guy that's been in jail for 10, 20, 30 years. He gets out of jail, he doesn't know anything but jail mentality. That's been his life. So it's like as black folk, we're trying to keep up with the Joneses. We want people to see us as equal. Because all we know is what they are. So if this guy's wearing a green shirt, we want to wear a green shirt too. So they see us as equal. Like, yeah, we all wear the same kind of shirts. And we're trying to keep up. And I think that's quite evident if you look at just fashion over the time. The suits, and then going to like random baggy clothes to really tight-fitting clothes to really loose clothes, just trying to adapt whatever they were wearing to what we were wearing, so we look like, pressing your hair and all this other stuff to fit in, because it's easier to fit in than stand out. And it's like black folk we're new, we're really new. We're trying to figure out our place in the world because we don't have any past markers to base it off of. We don't have our ancestors did this, and this, and this is what they obtained and what they learned from, and this is what's been passed on. It's just like, well, the ancestors were slaves. And then at one point, a lot of times after slavery, it was offensive to be called like African because Africans were viewed as slaves. It was like, whoa. And it's just like now we're in a time of rebirth is what it seems, or reconsciousness or reawakening, and everyone's trying to figure out what's going on because we just don't have that foundation, so we're trying to build it. It's interesting. It's very, very interesting. What do you all think?